I was studying physics as an undergraduate here. I was always playing full-time as well as doing physics full-time, I guess. And I don't think I'd really decided which direction I was going in. So, the Union Building, looking quite deserted today. I remember Smile used to play downstairs here. We used to come in sort of informally of an evening and set up the gear and do a few songs. We're downstairs here, and there's a little place which looks like a refectory now. I think this was a lounge in those days, though. And in the evenings, it was a sort of hangout place. So basically, you could set the stage up any place. And normally, we would be in the middle here somewhere. So we're doing existing songs, but in our own fashion and learning our trade, in a sense, learning how to arrange things and make them sound good in our way. But we're just beginning to write songs. So Tim and I wrote this song called Doing All Right, which I'm sure we did here. And that's probably the only song from that period which got carried forward into the Queen days. So here we have the main hall. And it would hold about 1,000 people standing. And when Jimi Hendrix played here, we paid him £1,000, and there were 1,000 people in here, so that worked out quite well. So a few years later, in 1973, this is where Queen played. And this is really the first proper advertised gig we ever did, I would think. And it's certainly the first review we ever got by Rosemary Horide of what was then Disc. And it was a great gig. It was I think, the first moment when I thought, my God, something's really happening here. People actually want to see us and they know what we're about. And it was my own college. We're now backstage. This is where you go through to the stage of the main hall. This is what was the jazz club room. I have no idea what it is now. And as I remember it, there was a notice board somewhere here where you would pin items that were of interest to musicians. So this is where I put my notice saying drummer wanted who can play better than Ginger Baker and Mitch Mitchell and John Bonham. And of course, Roger answered the advert. He phoned me up and said, yeah, I can do all that. What do you want to do? So this is the first place that Roger and I ever played. I remember him bringing his kit in very carefully, and he set it all up on its stands. And then he started to do something very curious. He was like making little tapping noises and turning knobs. And I went, what are you doing? And he said, I'm tuning the drums. And I went, oh, really? You tune drums? Because the drummers that I'd worked with up to that time just basically put the drums down and hit them. But Roger was going around and tuning every little part of each skin so that it would resonate in the right way. So I was kind of impressed. Roger and I sowed the first seeds of what became Queen right here in this little tiny jazz club room here when Roger first started setting his drums up and I brought the guitar in. And it is a little strange that we went through all this amazing journey and then really there's just the two of us left now, so it is kind of a full circle.